Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. Welcome back to FMFC, the People Series by me, D-Jam. Welcome. Thank you very much for coming back to the second episode. If you're new to this and you want to check out the first one, go back. I think the link will be in the description below. But before we get into what's been going on in recent times, the second question of the series I want to ask you guys, leave your comments down below, is if your club went into liquidation, who would you support and why? It's a really interesting subject that I always ask my mates on a night out from time to time. Mine would be Yeovil. I'll explain my reasons at the end of the episode, but yeah, if Norwich went into liquidation, my team would be Yeovil. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back into the actual action while you're here. We are, as I said, in a lot of trouble. We are doing so bad at the moment. Our form has just completely nosedived. I was going to take on Accrington Stanley in the game for you anyway, but now it takes on even more significance because if we look at the league table, I don't know if you can see it down here, I think I might be in the way, but we're 22nd. We have been playing awful. We've been struggling to get used to this league since we last saw each other. All of these games that I am playing, I'm updating on Twitter. My Twitter description is in the comment section below, so the best place to follow me for all of these updates is on there. I'm not going to go into too much detail in terms of who's played, because as I said, that's probably the best place to look. But yeah, lost 3-0, 3-0, 2-0, finally picked up a 1-0 scrappy win against Barnet, not complaining at all, a win is a win. And we've just lost 2-0 against Mansfield. Now, the reason I'm annoyed at this game is because we had 19 players out on international duty. Yeah, 19 players out on international duty and the game did nothing about it. Didn't even ask me if I wanted to postpone it. Normally, if I've got like 3 or 4 people out, you know, on international duty, the game will be like, do you want to postpone this match? And normally I'm not really that bothered. But when you've got 19 players out on international duty, that really does affect you. So we lost 2-0. Mansfield are flying high at the moment. They're currently top of the table. But yeah, this game against Accrington now really just does... Oh god, it means so much now because we need to desperately start getting some wins under our belt. Because if it carries on like this, I'm going to be sacked before the series has even begun. I'm not joking, my job's already under threat. They've already told me that the start of the season hasn't been great. So we desperately need to get some wins under our belt. Fingers crossed. Let me show you what the team is for today. So this is the team lineup today. We're going with Cam Clark in goal, GWFM, McGilvery, Football Manager Zone, and Dave Azzopardi as our back four. Bood FM, Toxic Lemon in the middle. That's a pretty decent combination. Fry Badger, Just Mike Plays, and Kinrez behind keepers. Now, keepers hasn't scored a goal for me, but he has scored 3 international goals whilst he's played away for 2 games for Scotland. So I'm thinking if he's in form for them, come back and show it with us. Hopefully he can bang in a few of the goals. Substitutes bench, we've got Kyle Snedden, myself, Alex Malloy, BT, Golden FM, Just FM Saves, who's come back from 7 weeks out. He's been really affected by that. And also Cappers is on the bench. So we've got plenty of ways in which we can try and change it. I've been playing the 4-1-4-1 formation the entire season. And I'm thinking today we need to try and create a few more chances. So I've gone to this one. I've got Just Mike Place, who's going to be doing his first game for us. First proper game for us, sitting behind keepers, and hopefully he can create a couple of chances. So with that all being said, let's get into the match. So this is how they're lining up. Very, very defensive. Back fours drop really deep. We've got 2 holding midfield players, and they've got 3 people so very closely in behind. I think that's Chris Eagles. It is Chris Eagles. Wow, that's a blast from the past, and he's playing up top for them. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I'm just going to say I expect to see a better performance from me today. A couple of the boys are motivated for this. Right, come on boys, let's do this. Let's get 3 points. We're at home. Let's show our fans what we're capable of. I'm so nervous. It's so early on in the season, but I'm so nervous already. It's just, yeah, I can't honestly describe how important this game is for the rest of the series. If we don't get something, we are in trouble. So Toxic Lemon with the corner in. There's a foul. Yes, we've got a penalty. Come on. Right, who's stepping up to take it? Fried Badger. Oh, no pressure, mate. No pressure. Can he get it? Can he score? Right down the middle. Yes! Right down the middle. Get him. We're 1-0 up after 8 minutes. Fantastic. So here it is. Goalkeeper's not even in the middle there. He just tucks it right down the middle. Goalkeeper dives off to the right. Great penalty. As things stand, we're in the dizzy heights of 19th position. Ooh, lucky us. Long ball up. FM Zone just deals with it to Kimrez. Decent ball out to Fried Badger. I don't know why GW's not picking that ball up and Fried Badger getting on, but he's on the right hand side now. Obviously got a little bit of confidence about him. Kimrez plays it back to Dave Azzopardi. So this is patient build up from us. Kimrez on the left hand side. Can he whip in a decent ball? He puts the ball in and it's cleared, and Phillips now collects it. Is this going to be a counter attack for Accrington? O'Sullivan, we just got to deal with this. Let him have a long range shot. Passes it back to Beckles, to Phillips. Ball out to the right hand side of Connolly. You can see what's going to happen. You can see what's going to happen, for God's sake. Every bloody time. Was that Dave? Yeah, Dave has a party. Trying to get the ball. Trying to make a tackle. Leaves the right back completely exposed. Dave, what the hell are you doing, mate? And we're back down to 22nd. Oh, Christ. Sullivan skips far too easy. Far too easy. Clearly we're too dizzy up in 19th. Down to 23rd. Bood FM picks up a yellow card. Just gets better and better. Can we get something now before half time? Toxic Lemon in the middle. Is he going to make a pass? He just runs to the edge of the area. Why are you shooting from there? Why are you shooting from there? Learn to pass it, man. Half time. Shower of absolute just awful. Keepers off for Kappas. I think we'll keep her at that for the time being. So bad. We just cannot defend. We're creating chances and gradually we will start scoring more goals. I've got no doubt about that, but just defensively we are absolutely shocking. We are so bad. And I mean, throughout that losing period I had us set to defensive training the entire time. But just nothing seems to work with this team. I know we're all 17 years old, we're all young. This kind of stuff is bound to happen. But if it doesn't turn around soon, I'm getting sacked. And the series is over before it's even begun. Which I think, to be honest, some of you might be happy about, because then I wouldn't be doing FM videos, but that's not the point. 71 minutes in. God, we've got to make a sub. We've got to do something. Something has got to change. Right, Kimrez off for just FM saves. Go and make a difference, lads. Toxic Lemon coming off for Golden FM. Last two substitutions made. If we get an injury or a sending off, we're down to 10 men, but we've got to do something to change this around. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'd quite happily take a point at this stage. Right, can we do something? Just FM saves. Come on. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. What? What the hell was that? What was that? Sod off, Halifax. Not interested. And that's another defeat. Well done, boys. Well done, boys. Another defeat. We're not going to be in this job much longer. Not good enough. Not good enough. Should we find out if I've been sacked? Let's go find out if I've been sacked. It's September. Surely they can't sack. No, not sacked. Is my job under threat? Not at this stage. Okay. Well, they're either incredibly dumb or people just don't get sacked in September. I don't know. But we've got 7 days now before our next game, which is against Yeovil. Christ, we're in trouble. I think the next game we'll be... We'll do a local derby. We'll do a local derby away at Colchester. That'll be a good game to bring you back on. Hopefully, we've scraped some wins or even some draws together at that point. I'd quite happily take a draw as things stand. Thank you very much for watching. God, join me back for episode 3 against Colchester. if you enjoy people struggling on FM, this really is a series for you. If you enjoy watching people not doing well, or you know people who enjoy people not doing well, I think that's right. Yeah, just tell your friends. Just tell your friends. If you want to watch a YouTuber struggling on Football Manager, this is the show. Anyway, until next time. Adios.